Whoopsie. Oh, hi. Hi, Leo. Welcome. Okay. So we got 2 of Swords and the wheel reversed. That was what's going to jump. Okay, so hi, Leo. Welcome to your week ahead reading for May 24th through May 30th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. If this is about you and another person, this could resonate with theirs or even your moon, rising, or Venus sign. Okay, hi. So this is your week ahead. So that's interesting, that 2 of Swords and the wheel reversed. Is this about you laying low and not engaging anymore and not having a, well, okay, so those 2 jumped. Walking away from, see, it's unfinished though, isn't it? Because you still are attached to it, and there's a part of it that, like, you've got it compartmentalized. Like, okay, I need it for work and stability, quite possibly, but on the whole, I'm not going to let that affect other areas of my life, and I'm going to continue with my own happiness and stability. So you've got something partitioned. Is it a relationship that you can't leave yet? Or is it a job you're just like, I'm not really there. I'm just there in spirit only, but that doesn't sound like you. Maybe you're on to bigger and better. All right, what else for Leo? Have to remember, this is only a week. This isn't a month. That's for Leo. I get deep and heavy. 10 of coins. Get it. I like it. King of Cups, that could be Pisces. 2 of Swords, there it is again. 7 of Pentacles, or coins. 5 of Swords. All right, you are all about making decisions about what, okay. I feel like this is job related. I feel like this is about you not wanting to do, like, it's like the worst is over, and you can kind of take a minute now and think. And that's across the board with everybody I'm seeing, that this is a low week as far as work output, but it's a big thinking week. It's, for some, it's like their intuition is like on fire about, like, everything points to them moving forward, and not where they were. Like, okay, they hung in because they had to, but as far as like continuing there, this is just a whole new reset for them. So as far as you, I just wanted you to know it was common. As far as you, you're still kind of leaving something romantically behind. You're making sense of it. You're moving forward. Got a great outlook about it. Like, you're just like, well, okay. You're being very generous of spirit, shall we say. You're not letting it hold you down. You've been through, there's something about where you once came from. Like, and I'm talking about the last, like, 3 to 4 months that we've all kind of been dealing with, that you're just like, okay, if I can ever help it, never again. Like, I'm not ever doing that to myself or my family again. Now, that's not to say that, of course, what we all endured was a choice. I'm not saying that at all. But given the choices you had to make and the steps you had to go through, as far as kind of enduring something that wasn't really the best, you're of the mindset now where it's like, you know what, not really worth it. Like, looking back, not that you're regretting or looking back, but you're like, okay, the worst is over. In the future, I'm going to this. All right, so what does that mean? What's this King of Cups for Leo? This is King of Cups for Leo. Queen of Wands, that could be Aries. What's this 7 of coin? This is 7 of Pentacle. Yeah, there's that money juggling. Still, it's preferable from where you once came from, and there is a focus on security. You're kind of rebuilding. You're kind of repartitioning or rebuilding financially. Perhaps this is in light of walking away from an unhealthy situation. This is a Fool reversed and the 6 of Cups reversed. All right. So perhaps that's in light of you just not wanting to go there again. And while you still can't fully walk away, you're going to definitely partition it so that you're not bound, or there's not like that emotional attachment to it. And you're not wanting to go return back. So there's something that's very unsavory to you about where you once came from, and you're taking measures to not have to deal with that anymore. So it is a person, or is it a job? Is it you going, I don't want to work, I realized in this that I really like being home with my kids or family, or just doing my own thing. I don't want to have a boss, and you're doing your own thing. Or I realized I really don't like my partner and I have no desire to return to that situation or to pick up where we left off, basically. because real life is kind of opening back up for everybody, and you know, at least socially or externally, globally. And this is you kind of wanting to make sure that you don't have to revisit that dynamic. What's his what's his Five of Swords? Okay. Four of Wands. All right. Yeah. So work is in flux and your relationship is not so much in flux. I feel like that's been decided or handled, but you're still thinking about it. What's this Two of Swords for Leo? This is Two of Swords for Leo. And then this flew out. Two of Wands. So 10 of Pentacles and Two of Wands. Okay, so this is your plan of action for reinstating stability and security. You've left two things behind and you're not messing with it. You're not dealing with either. You're still thinking about relationship stuff. Maybe you're still thinking about picking up your crock pot and socks, you know, or getting certain things back to somebody, but you've got your life positioned where you want it moving forward. And you have no desire to revisit anything that you just, from whence you just came, but there's still some loose ends you're tying up. Okay, now this doesn't mean that you're leaving a relationship behind. It could be that you and your person have been through it and you both are in agreement that, okay, we don't ever want to be caught like that again, to where we might financially struggle, or we're going to have to prioritize work so much so that we're at each other's throats. Everybody's going through that. But just, it doesn't have to be that you're going alone. It's just that you're not wanting to return to an unsavory situation at all ever again. Thinking about it quite a bit. What's this? Six of Coins. The Star card. That could be Aquarius, also boobies. It says Three of Coins or Three of Pentacles. It says Three of Pentacles. You're still attached. You're still dealing with something that you're trying to make sense of it. So you've got a plan for moving forward, and you're going to enact that plan. It's going to be fine, but emotionally, mentally, you're still kind of there. I keep thinking like, nope, you're looking, but you're not. You're still kind of looking over your shoulder, and that's normal, and it's fine. I can't tell if you're leaving someone behind and doing your own thing, or if you're still in negotiations with them and trying to work something out. There's some sadness here, and there's some up and down about what to do about a romantic / home situation. I think you would like to salvage it if you could, but I think you feel like it's just better you moving forward right now by yourself. It feels like you're wanting some time to decide or to think, or you two are wanting some time to talk about it more. But it feels like you don't want to ever go through, well, I shouldn't say ever, but if something of this magnitude comes along again, or what you two have been through, you would like to handle it differently. And I think there was an element of whatever you two have endured for the past couple months kind of showing a different side to each other, and that's giving you a lot to think about. In terms of work, I feel like you've kind of partitioned it, that you like the financial aspect of it, but you're not really, that's all that it is right now, or it's not taking precedent this week. It's kind of a means to an end, and that's okay. But it's just kind of there, and you're getting back on track financially, and that is where your focus is, but your partner is tied to that, or your romantic interest is tied to that. And I think it's like, okay, are we going to work this out, or do we just have to exchange crock pots and socks? Like, what are we going to do here? And you're going back and forth. This is you going back and forth. It's hard because there's still an attachment there. You haven't come full circle with it, and you're trying to, I think you're trying to figure it out and detach. Either way, your plans are for you to move forward, but whether it's for your person to be with you, whether you two are going to kind of work on things and figure things out, or if you're just going to leave it behind, you're still thinking about that. Perhaps you're still talking about that with your person. But your focus is on what is going to be the most stable, because you don't want to be, for the Leos that I'm reading for, You don't want to be financially unstable, and that's your main focus, main concern. And it's almost to where you'd rather cut this person out if they're going to jeopardize that, because it's been a bit rough. So I think you've been trying to be kind of give someone the benefit of the doubt and be kind of, you know, to kind of make it work or happen because there's a financial benefit or component to dealing with someone, or you're wanting to keep the peace so you can get your crock pot back. But you're going back and forth, like, is it worth it? Is this worth it? All right, so this is a back and forth week for you. Your financial situation is the focus, and restoring or replenishing that, restabilizing, and it's fine, you do. But you're going back and forth whether you want to keep this romantic connection or social connection. And it doesn't, either you're just not that invested in work and it is what it is, or you are thinking about leaving that too, because there's no real, it's not featuring this week, but it doesn't feel like there's a real attachment to what you do. It feels like there's certain aspects of it you like because of the money involved or the stability, you know, the paycheck. But perhaps you're also thinking of changing directions in light of what we've all gone through globally. What else for Leo? Whoopsie. You know, it could be too, though, that you've been like kind of holding out and keeping the peace so that you could recoup some things from your person. And maybe there's a letting down of, there's like a kind of a return to innocence sort of with you two. It's almost like it's been rough for a while, and then someone finally relents, and they do the right thing here. They do the right thing, and they are kind of like, okay, here, you can have this back, or I'll sign off on this, and you can get that. And then that sets you free. Maybe that's why, because someone relents and does the right thing, and is like, okay, all right, here, you can have this, or I'll sign off on that. You finally get to that clearing, and then you're like, well, dang, I've been fighting so long for that I think I've kind of attached that, or I kind of almost missed that because that was the one connection you had left to the person. And so you're like, okay, I'm truly free, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, it feels like I'm still kind of attached to this, and I might. So in someone giving back what they've held out for so long, or for you two kind of coming to this peaceful clearing and kind of talking peaceably and civilly and all that, did it rekindle some feelings? Because you're going back and forth here. This is a week of going back and forth. It's almost like now that you finally have been set to rights, and this person had a hand in that, they've somehow given what they finally owed you. It's like your guard is down, or you're all of a sudden you're kind of like, well, maybe we could, maybe we could do. Else for Leo. The star card, also boobies. Aquarius. Okay, so we've got the star card twice here. This is, the future is wide open with possibility and potential. Yay for that. However, what do you want? That's what you're deciding. What do you want? And keep in mind that whatever you want, what do you want to work for? Like, couch it in that. What do you want to work for? Not what you want. What is realistic that you can work for? Because if you're going to work it out with someone, you're going to be working with their dynamic and their circumstances also. So ideally, awesome, but what is possible? And if it's not, if you can't see that happening with that person, no attaching to it, because that way madness lies. Honestly, we all know that. So this is you kind of looking at the bigger picture and going, okay, got some choices, some decisions to make here, and you're kind of in your feelings this week about it. You're not very clear-headed. I think you might want to be, but there's that aspect of still possibly deciding emotionally rather than, you're not out of the woods emotionally yet. You're going back and forth. Okay, I did the thing, didn't I? Oh, I'm gonna do this one. I thought I did that one. That's for Leo. Good one. Wisdom. Yes, that's applied. Taking what you learn and letting it inform you for the future. Actually applying, you know, not repeating the same thing. Actually going, okay, looking at what is empirically and making choices based on that are going to be for your best interest and well-being and future success and future stability and just future stasis. So this is knowledge applied, basically. What are you going to do with the events as they've unfolded thus far? You've got some choices to make this week, and you really do have the long view on things, and you're going to be wanting to make decisions based on long view potential. So even though emotionally you might be here and wish, you're also weighing that, thank God, weighing that with potential success. What's going to be, what would be the future success of this investment versus outcome? Is it worth it? For some, it might be because it's like, well, I don't care about the practical side. I love the way it makes me feel or whatnot. And that's valid. It has to be worth it for you. That's my point. There's no right or wrong answer, just what works for you. And it looks like you're weighing that here. I just love that because you're not getting lost in your feelings. Some people just abandon all common sense when they get into their feelings, and it's like you got to tackle them before they get to the door and throw the phone out of the car, and it's just, whoa, slow down. But you're not doing that. You do have your wits about you here. It's a lot to decide though, isn't it? And it's all because they came around. It's all because whoever it is rallied. Somebody restored something that you were kind of set on going alone and doing your own thing, and then somebody rallies or somebody comes in and you're just like, well, now that's giving me even more to think about. I know the big picture, I want this, but this changes things. And so, yeah, okay. What else for Leo? Aha. Empress on its side, leaving it. Taurus, Aries, or Libra. And Two of Swords. Hold on, I can never remember if that's the, I gotta draw a dot. But then it gets zhuzhed off in the thing. Okay, hold on. Where do you go? All right, so that's the Two of Swords. Is that, okay, it is upright, yay. Okay, so, so we've got the Empress in limbo. We've got the future is going to be decided about, are you two going to be together, or is this going to be you starting anew on your own? And it looks like you're wanting time to think here. Needing time to think. And particularly about the potential, the prospects, the practical side of your decision. Trying to keep the emotional at bay, which is a good plan. Because then once you know what you should do or what logically makes sense, then you can kind of look at the emotional side of things. Once you've got the groundwork, like then you can, I know it sounds weird, but you know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. Okay, all right, so this is you holding off on, this is a thinking week. Lots to think about. Holy cow, 20 minutes worth of thinking about. No, there's more than that. You know what I mean. But this mainly because even though your feelings are over here, is that going to align with the practical side of the relationship? Is this someone I can count on? Is this someone that I'm going to have to do the lion's share of the work? There's feelings, but is it worth the investment of time and resources and commitment? Okay. Okay, Leo. I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you in the next reading, and I thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your service if you're an essential worker or first responder. You have yourself a good week, and you take care of yourself now. You just got yourself back on track financially, physically, or it's coming, and you have the luxury of time to think about this. So just good luck with this. It's a lot. Okay. All right. You take care.